Hello, everybody, Kane here today with another Jurassic World Reborn video, and today, by popular request, we are doing the Velociraptor enclosure. I'm really happy with how this build turned out. It was actually a lot of fun to work on, and I think it turns out really cool in all honesty. I don't know, I'm trying to figure out what to compare it to. It's kind of like some of the builds we've done in our wildlife park series in our Asiatic area for like the bears and the tigers, but where I failed in making those exhibits look good, I definitely succeeded here. So yeah, overall this build is looking pretty amazing, if I do say so myself. Yeah, like I said again, was a lot of fun to build. So the main idea for this one is kind of just inspired by some carnivore exhibits at my zoo, being I think the tigers and the lions. They're kind of like on a hill, but the hill slopes down about 20 feet below the walkway. So, you know, like there's just to make sure the big cats don't like jump up and eat you. And I was like, hey, we're dealing with, you know, Jurassic Park raptors, which are meant to be like, you know, super smart and dangerous and voracious killers, right? So this is probably one of the best ideas I've had for a Jurassic Park raptor exhibit. I know a lot of people probably were expecting me to do more of, or wanting much more of a, like, what would you call it? Like, what is it called? Like Jurassic Park or Jurassic World raptor exhibit. And I definitely did consider doing that. I just felt, you know what? Doing something a bit more interesting would be a lot more fun. Plus, also, if you can hear thunder in the background, it's raining currently. Something I realized very quickly when looking at both of those for reference images is neither of those are exhibits. Because in both movies, the raptors aren't actually in the park. They're in temporary holding areas or training areas, not full-blown exhibits that are meant for, you know, visitors to come and see them. So I was like, well, why don't I do something more fun here and design what I think a Velociraptor exhibit in Jurassic World / Jurassic Park could have been? And I was like, you know what? I think this is a pretty cool idea, and I'm very happy with it overall. I think it was, like I said, it was just a ton of fun to build. Speaking of which, though, speaking of highly requested exhibits, like this one is, I don't usually do these, but I figured, you know what? If you guys really want this, I know the Indoraptor and Indominus have been highly requested. If this video can hit, I don't know, what, let's say like 250 likes, right? If we hit that, next episode will be, next episode will be, we'll say Indoraptor. We'll go with that. So 250 likes, and we'll do the Indoraptor. I kind of have some ideas for that exhibit now. It might kind of be based off this one now that I've kind of got a good raptor build going, but I've got some cool ideas for that build now, so if you guys really want to see it, there you go. Anyway, as you can see, I realized the original exhibit was a bit small and I didn't like it being so rectangular because I felt like that was kind of boring, so I decided to curve it out a bit. It gets a bit more of an interesting shape as I go on. Again, it's as with pretty much everything I do in any series, well, where I build at least, which I guess is every single series I do, isn't it? Yeah, it is. I generally go in with a vague idea and not an actual plan of what I'm doing. So once again, that's kind of the case. So I didn't really know what I was doing, but I kind of had some cool ideas, and yeah, it, again, worked out pretty well overall. So you can see we're doing these big retaining walls, just something the raptors couldn't jump up, climb over, figure a way out of. And then on the back half of the exhibit where there isn't the moat, what is it? It's like a 3 or 4 block tall concrete wall with a 3 or 4 block tall electric fence on top of it. So yeah, it was a lot of fun designing the security for this exhibit. I think if there was one thing I would add to, like, you know, change the realism a bit, I probably would have added in fewer trees at the very end. I did try to think about tree placement, like, oh, where would trees realistically be planted? Because, you know, a smart person isn't going to plant the trees near the fences or near the edge of the enclosure because, you know, the dinosaurs might try to climb up the trees and escape that way. So, yeah, that was fun. But, yeah, I'd probably add in an extra, like, thing like we have in the Raptor house on our Dino series where there's the electric fence overhang. The only reason I don't really think I did that is just because, well, I don't have Zawa on here, and I really would have preferred to use the Zawa blocks instead of using just the stone slabs I keep using for this. But hey, you know what? It still looks pretty cool. As you can see over here, I'm expanding the size of the exhibit out to give it a bit more space, because I realized, again, this was way too small, and I wanted to get a couple of raptors in here. I was thinking somewhere between 3 and 5, just because, well, you know, that's a bit more movie-ish, and I like having a bit more than just 2 dinosaurs in the exhibit, because that's kind of boring not to have all that many. Anyway, I do remove all the grass, actually, from the exhibit pretty soon, just because I realized, you know, I've just kind of reshuffled all the terrain in the exhibit and all the buildable area. So getting, you know, continuing what I had there was going to be a nightmare, and really just wasn't going to work well, so I delete that. You can see me over there setting up the first of the retaining walls. It's kind of going to set up the fence at the back of the enclosure, which I have set up in concrete because I thought that would look a bit cooler and add a bit of a color difference to what we already had. I think it looks pretty cool. Pretty happy with that overall. Yep, and there's me removing all the dirt. Okay, yeah. Sorry if I sound a bit tired. Just the usual, you know. Also, I know Dinos is usually supposed to go up on Mondays, but I just didn't really have time to work on Dinos much this week, or over the weekend. So yeah, Dinos hopefully will be, there will hopefully be at least 1 episode out. So yeah, I figured, you know, I don't have tons of time. What should I go for? Well, not tons of recording time. I have enough building time, just not enough to record a full Dinos video, I guess. So I figured, you know, the time I would spend on Dinos, I could also just spend on this, getting a new exhibit in. So yeah, plus I've missed way more of these episodes than I have missed Dinos episodes. So yeah, I felt like, you know what, I'll get you guys a good old Jurassic World episode out and throw in a pretty cool exhibit. Yeah, I really enjoyed this one. I know I keep saying that. I should kind of stop saying that, shouldn't I? But yeah, it was kind of fun. I've got a couple more, I don't know, I want to say interesting dinosaur exhibit ideas in the back of my head. Like I said, I've got some basic ideas for a potential Indoraptor or Indominus enclosure, and I can't remember which one it was. It may be Brachiosaurus or Apatosaurus. I couldn't remember exactly which dinosaur it was. But one of the sauropods, I do have an interesting idea in the works. It more just depends on, A, the scale of it, and B, when I'll have 4 hours to sit down and record a time-lapse. I'm kind of joking. Hopefully it won't take 4 hours. I'd appreciate it not taking 4 hours. Granted, I am in creative with World Edit, so hopefully I could get a sauropod exhibit out in less than 4 hours. You know, that'd be kind of nice. Oh man, I really do want to get some of those sauropod exhibits done though. The Mamenchisaurus is one I'm really looking forward to. Patasaurus, both of those look really cool. Oh, the Postasuchus, that's another cool animal that I've got a very awesome exhibit idea for, and I'm very excited to work on that. But yeah, anyway, I don't really have much else to say, so I'm gonna let the rest of this time-lapse play out, and I will catch back up with you guys in the exhibit showcase. All right, everybody, here's the final exhibit. Now you're gonna quickly notice that there are a few trees missing because the raptors, although I tried my best, and actually we should probably get rid of, not the whole tree, but if we chop a couple of the branches off, there we go. They can't necessarily, oh, and it's already on top of the tree. Oh my goodness. Oh, and one's already in the river as well. Good job, raptors. You guys are, oh, and 3 of them are in the red. Wow. Good job, AI, good job. Anyway, yes, this is the exhibit, and like I said, I absolutely adore this thing. I think this is probably the closest I could have gotten to, well, what an actual raptor type exhibit would be in real life. Like if there were such a thing as a dinosaur zoo, I feel like this is probably what it would look like. I mean, it's not, I feel like it's probably, it's kind of like, you know, in real life, if they were making something like an Indominus Rex, this is how it would be enclosed. It would be like 10 to 20 feet, well, considering the size of the thing, 30 feet down, in surrounded by concrete. So that way it couldn't climb out, it couldn't, you know, jump out, it couldn't do anything to escape the exhibit. Granted, these guys are climbing trees now, and they're probably gonna kill themselves doing that, which is not good. Bad raptors. But yeah. I know I sound like a broken record, but I really do love this build. It was a ton of fun to make, and yeah, like, looks super cool. Very happy with it. And like I said, this kind of gave me some ideas for how I might do an Indoraptor type exhibit, although I have got some other cool ideas somewhat inspired by our Troodon exhibit for that, because I think we can do some really interesting stuff with some unique viewing events / areas for that. But yeah, overall, really awesome exhibit. Let me know what you guys think of it down below. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts, and like I mentioned earlier on, if you guys want to see the Indoraptor or Indominus next, if we can get this video to 250 likes, it'll be the next Jurassic World episode. But anyway, I think that's all for today, so thank you all for watching. I hope you've all enjoyed, and until next time, guys, see ya.